Welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight reviewing another of the homebrew beers sent to me by Timmons and Swaz, all the way from Edinburgh. So thank you guys massively for sending these all the way to Nottingham. It is an honour to review somebody else's beer, make no mistake about it. To send your beer across country, Scotland to England. But yeah, send your beer to me to review, it's an honour for me, So this is described as a session ale, 4%, round about 4% anyway. And let's crack it open. So it's been sat behind me. It is room condition. It's not been that warm today, honest. So it's only, I guess it's 20 degrees. It's 20 degrees. That's what I've got a jumper on. That's a bit chilly. So nice pop of smoke there, just come out. I don't know if you can see that. It just popped like a waft of smoke coming out the top. So here we go. And a little bit frothy on this one, but that's probably due to the heat in the shed, if anything. So we'll let it die down a bit. One must remember that heat does play a factor. Would I have been better to put this in the fridge beforehand? Most likely, yeah. So it's a nice clear golden pour, despite the head that I poured. You know, it is what it is with me. I'm not the best pourer in the world. These things happen. So we'll talk about a bit of homebrew coming up on the channel. I'm thinking myself of going down the grain brew route. I presume that Timmons and Swaz are actually grain brewing. But as home brewers, I presume that's what they're doing. And again, it's an area. I've been home brewing now since about 2006. So yeah, because I was at Nottingham City Council back then, and 3 or 4 years I was there home brewing. Yeah, I mean I can remember one night watching England play, which is never easy. Not back in the day anyway. And I drank an absolute shed load of lager. Yeah, and that was in the days with the lager. Well, homebrew lager 13 years ago was a bit, what's the word? Shite, for a better word. And, you get to that stage where you've had about 9 pints and you're pissing more than you're drinking. Yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. And over the years, I've experimented. I've got into brewing imperials. I've obviously done distilling across the lines. I've certainly done a lot of wine over the years, juice wines, wine kits, beer kits. And I mean, my favourite beer kits have got to be the ones from Love Brewing and Bulldog Brews. I think they're the best 2 beer kit brands on the market. Not the most modern nowadays though, because is it Montans who brought a sour kit out? If you can't afford, literally, there's a lot of us who can't afford to go out paying, or are not technically gifted enough to do it in a pan. Some people can do it, get these big mega pans and boil, do grain brewing in a pan, which I think is absolutely commendable. So this year, I'm thinking about, depending on what I get for my birthday's like a week on Friday, so all good. Looking forward to that, seeing what the family get you. I'm like a kid. Yeah, I may be 51 this year. 51, what's that about, eh? 50 bleeding one. Yeah, still do it out like a 20-year-old, and I'm only 50-year-old. But these things happen. But yeah, in any case, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, and pennies and stuff like that, albeit we are saving up for a wedding vow thing. So I spent quite a bit on the wife on her birthday, and I would not, I don't ever spend to get back. That's not the way I am. I don't give to get back. I give because, like most people, you're good people. And if the world's full of good people, the world's a better place. This thing in the world, if we all do good, even the smallest ounce of good, by that sowing that seed of good intention, it grows. Not everyone will appreciate good. No, there are people in this world who will just take that sin. Yeah, bitch. But there are good people in the world that will take your act of kindness, and it is an act of kindness, and flourish from that. But in any case, the beer's nearly cleared. So yeah, slight haze of a golden pour on here, Whitehead. Little tangent there. If you've ever watched a Wraggys beer review, you'll know over the years that we are Tangent City. The beer reviews, the positivity is more flowing these days because life is better. You know, I'm not in a bad job anymore, and working with bad people. You know, there's some there's bad people in the world, and then there's really bad. There you go. So yeah, hazy, golden pour, Whitehead. Ooh, lovely fruity nose on this. Now I'm sure I got peach. Did I get peach? These are the things, you know, as a beer reviewer, have you got it right? Yes, we all get what we get. I understand that. But sometimes you think, did I just smell that or did I not? And then sometimes you think you've smelled something, but you think, I'm not saying that in case I look an idiot. And these, I look at the mirror most days and I see what I see in the mirror. So, is that peach? Or was it apricot? It's a beautiful aroma, nonetheless. Beautiful fruity taste to this pale, sessionable pale ale. Yeah, sessionable ale. Yeah. If there's one thing as beer drinkers, you know, we are children, although we're older. Obviously, we're not children. And if you're children, you should be bloody drinking anyway. But then again, don't preach. I can't preach because as a child, got pissed up on Strongbow at the age of 10. Yeah. Quick tangent. My mum worked at the Golden Fleece in Mansfield Road in Nottingham, and we lived on North Sherwood Street, literally 100 yards away. She says, "Oh, I'll send." It was. My dad had already left by that stage. Yeah, you know, sad. And that was the last time I seen him as a child. You know, responsibilities, people. Don't ever live life without seeing your kids. You know, regret is the most painful of hurt. But anyway, my mum says, "Oh, I'll get you to send some up." Hey, seeing this old boy walk up from the Golden Fleece, literally we could see the Golden Fleece from our window, and he stashed something across the road in the doorway, and I thought, what's that bastard doing? Pardon my French. So I thought, right, fucker. So I ran across the road, got the stash, Strongbow cider, 3 litre bottle. Ka-ching. So me, 10-year-old, sister, 5 years old, brother, how old was he if I was 10? 14 or 15-year-old. He was a bad lad. Them days. He's a good lad now. Got us drinking this Strongbow. Got us dancing outside, waving the arms up and round, which is, you know, you don't fucking do that shit. Waving the arms up and down. Me, all the way down the stairs. And it was a long time since I took Strongbow again. Lesson learned. Anyway, back to the beer. So, yeah, around about 4% this offering. I myself this year need to get a beer kit that's a blonde ale. Chinook is one of the hops. I'm trying to replicate, or as close to replicate, using a beer kit. I'm not a grain brewer yet, so I can't do it grain style. There's a brewery near me called Totally Brewed. They've got a beer called Slap in the Face, so you can Google that. And I'm trying to get a beer that's as close to that for some friends. And we're going away in October, and I want to surprise them with a beer that pretty much taste similar to what they're used to. Or at least buy a beer kit and change the hops so that it does that. That may well be the avenue to go down. Any advice from brewers, home brewers out there, or people who've cloned beers? You know, I am still learning. I am a beer reviewer. I am still learning. If we're not learning in this world, then you're not living. You know, I feel we all learn. We're all on that pathway. So, tasting very nice. Gotta be honest. I'm going to try and keep the beer review down, not too long, because I rant and rattle, and I do rant as well. Trust me. And I nearly did a rant tonight, but I'm trying to keep off the rants. I see things sometimes on the internet, and you know, and certainly close to me in Nottingham, little things, and you look and you think, I promote this local beer scene, and it's like there's only a fraction that ever like your posts, that ever, you know, there's little things that needle me. And you think to yourself, do I even bother anymore promoting locals? Do I just think, sod you, if you can't be bothered to reciprocate, why even bother? I know in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter if they do or don't. You know, I've drank the beer, I've enjoyed the beer. If they do or don't, that's up to them. But you know, sometimes a little bit of reciprocation in life. I mean, I suppose that's life, isn't it? And one must ignore negativity and thrive on positivity. I mean, the good thing about the beer review community is the likes of Timmons and Swaz. They sent me a beer because they probably thought I would do an half decent review, or even a near half decent review, and that to me is it's a lovely thing. You know, it means more to me than you can imagine. People want to, you know, putting faith in you to do a good, well, at least a nice or a good review of your beer, and yeah, it's lovely, lads. And it'd be interesting to know from personally for me what they want to do in the future. Grain brewing, because a lot of people get into homebrew. Their next step is grain brewing. Then their next step is if they're good at it, obviously, is to maybe go into commercial brewing, and even on a very small scale at first, from a garage or something. I know good garage brewers. Urban Chicken Ale near me is one of the best in the country. So that just goes to show you where you can get. His beers are sold before he brews them. Now, how crazy is that? Yeah, his reputation is so high. Yeah, it's so high. So, wow. Yeah, right. In any case, for me, a lovely fruity session ale. I think I'm getting peach and apricot from this. I'm certainly getting a fruity ale, if nothing else. But for some reason, I'm tasting apricot and peach. My wife will come down the shed and she said, "Yeah, that's that," and I'll be thinking, "How did you get that?" It's strange sometimes, you know. Sometimes you get it wrong, you know. These things happen. But a nice tasting beer in any case. Golden pour, whited, slight haze on the golden pour, but very drinkable, very re-drinkable, and it's a really nice beer. Please tell me if I've got it wrong. I often do. These things happen, you know, taste buds and stuff, and what you've drank before, and if you've drank another beer before that's knackered up your taste buds. But yeah, in essence, a great fruity sessionable beer at 4%. So I've called it Timmons and Swaz Session Ale because I think that justifies what they're doing, as will be the stout when I review that, which is sat behind me, which is probably going to be tomorrow night. You know, out of respect, to get the reviews done nice and quickly, and while the beer's in tip-top condition, obviously, as well. For me, really enjoyed it. Good aroma, great taste. Like I say, I got certain elements, whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. But for me, a good 4.3 out of 5. Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you, guys. And thank you for everyone watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Come and join the channel. Come and join the community. The beer review community is a stunning community. It's not just me, obviously. There are a lot of great beer reviewers across this community. And not only that, there's a lot of great people who are in the beer community talking and chatting in the background. It's much, much more than just a few beer reviewers. You know, there may be a fella down in Barry Island who gets the plaudits, but let me tell you now, there's a lot more than just him. He's probably the biggest, obviously, but there's a lot more. There's a beer reviewer for each and every one of us in this world, even, you know. And we should all share the love, I personally think. And then the scene grows even bigger, because it's not just about beer. Beer is primary for this, but homebrew comes into this. Commercial beers, all types of styles of commercial beers. Like I said, there's a lot more to it. And that's it for this review. Thank you for watching. See you soon.